Hi folks, Rodney Kellum here. I came out here to Huckleberry Flats today. I was decided I was going to come out here and ride, and in closer to home. I live in Eugene there in the valley. It was 25 degrees this morning, and supposedly the forecast was supposed to be 45 degrees and sunny out here. So I made my way out here to Huckleberry Flats, which is out by Oak Ridge, and I was about 43 degrees just before I got to the top of the mountains. And then once I entered the OHV area, or the forest, just before the OHV area, this is what I found. Snow everywhere. And so I checked out a couple of the trails. They're really muddy. Some of them are frozen over. Some of them have snow in them. And so that's just not a lot of fun to ride in, unfortunately. So I thought I'd do a really quick review on the bike while I was here. I've got about 3.5 hours on it, and I wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit. A couple of the guys that I watch YouTube videos on did some reviews, and one of them, Mitch Forrest, on the 2019 YZ450FX, really helped me in making a decision on what type of bike I wanted to get. I had a 2017 CRF 450RX, and the bike is a lot of fun to ride. It's definitely fast, but the problem is it's not manageable, or at least it's not in the woods anyway. So the RX was designed, with 18-inch wheel. It had electric start. It was remapped, and it was supposed to be smoother off the bottom in the torquey map, and then it hit hard, once you got past a certain point in RPMs. I struggled with a balance issue, and so when I got the bike, it was totally unbalanced. I waited a little while, tried to figure out how to ride it better, maybe thinking that maybe I had to weight the front end a little bit more in corners, and that helped a little bit, but I still ended up having to take it to factory connection and have it revalved. I also put an adjustable, or a longer pull rod on it, which helped drop the back end a little bit and actually helped balance and then also traction. So that helped a little bit, but I still never could get quite comfortable. I ended up having issues with the motor at about 35 hours. And so after I went through a couple of crank bearings and then an output shaft, I decided it was time to maybe look at something a little bit different. So like I said, watching reviews, Mitch Forrest took his 2019 YZ450FX out and did a lot of different types of terrain. That's what I wanted. I'm looking for something to ride trails. It's not all wide open at times, and so some of it can be a little technical. And so that was really an issue that I never could get comfortable with the RX. I ended up buying a KTM 250 two-stroke XC model, and that's great in the tight technical stuff, and is actually a lot of fun out in the open trails too. But I still wanted a 450. So I ended up buying this 2019 YZ450FX. Now, talk a little bit about what I love about the bike. Obviously, the KYB suspension. Out of the box, there's just no better suspension. I think everybody will tell you that. So really love the suspension. It's a little bit firmer than what they have been in the past. And so I had to back off the clickers a couple to kind of get comfortable, because the first initial feeling was a little bit harsh. Obviously, it does have the electric start. It's got the 18-inch rear wheel. One of the things that I didn't like about the Honda 450RX is that the gas tank up here, your overflow was up here. And so on this one, your gas tank is actually right here, and then it comes down here in the back. So all of your weight is got a lower center of gravity for the tank. It's very balanced. The bike is just balanced amazing, and so they say that they don't quarter as well as some of the other off-road bikes. I actually think this one corners a lot better than my RX did. So far I've been extremely happy. The power, the way they have it mapped, is mild. They have 4 different maps that come with it. You've got a torquey map, you've got a mild map, you've got an MX map, and then you got a high revving map. And I found that I enjoyed the MX map more because obviously it was a lot closer to what I was used to riding the Honda. And so that's been a lot of fun. The one thing I did notice is that it doesn't have a lot of bottom end when it's in that MX map. And so I did some customizing myself. Now it comes with 4 maps installed. I also installed the Travis Preston 2.0. I've also installed the Travis Preston map, and then I customized one myself that I was going to try out today. And so obviously I'm not going to do it out here because of the snow, but I will go somewhere else and try to ride. But anyway, it's amazing what you can actually do with the Yamaha Power Tuner app. It's like having 4 or 5, maybe even 6 or 7 different bikes in one. It's just a matter of how many maps you want to load, and you can change it for different areas. So the torquing map was good when you're tight technical stuff because it allows you to ride a gear higher. But then on the wide open stuff, it's fun to put it in the high revving or the MX map, and really open it up. It doesn't hit quite as hard as the Honda did, as I mentioned, and so it makes it so much more rideable. Because it is balanced so well, what I've seen is that laying it over in corners, it seems a whole lot better than what the Honda was as well. And so, like I said, I've only got 3.5 hours on the bike. The first hour was nothing but break-in, so I put maybe 2.5 hours of just out riding the bike, and I've actually gotten really, or I should say extremely comfortable with the bike just in that short period of time. The one thing I've done to it so far, obviously I put some graphics on it. I did put some ASV unbreakable levers on there. I went to the Emig Pro grips. I really like those. And then I did have to make it, legal to ride in the woods, I did have to put on the FMF 4.1 to have that spark arrestor in there. So anyway, like I said, really love the bike. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me a comment, send me a question, and I'll be more than happy to respond. But so far, it's been an amazing bike, and I don't think you could go wrong if you're thinking about buying one.